How's it going, everybody? It's me, it's Jake, your favorite mad Italian that's screaming about all the dumb shit. So, this past weekend, it was Star Wars weekend because Star Wars Celebration was going on this weekend, and I was fortunate enough to go, and it was a ton of fun. It was really cool, met a lot of really cool people, saw some voice actors. Shout out to Ashley Eckstein, who did the Ahsoka Lives meetup. That was really freaking cool. But anyway, there's a lot of new shit. There's a lot of new Star Wars shit recently. Um, and I decided, why don't we go through it and see what we got? So, the most common, or the most recent thing that's going on right now, we got Obi-Wan. The Obi-Wan show is going on right now, and it's pretty good so far. I enjoy it so far. Some people say that it has like a slow start, but I mean, honestly, I kind of like that because it kind of needs a slow start because it really needs to build up this kind of atmosphere. And I'm not gonna go too deep into the show because I'm not gonna I'm not gonna talk about any spoilers or anything like that. But so far, the show I think is really good, and by the time I'm recording this, the new episode is probably out. So yeah, I mean, so far I would say like a lot of people are constantly getting like really kind of skeptical about it because Book of Boba Fett wasn't that good. My own personal opinion, I didn't think Book of Boba Fett was that bad. I don't think it was as bad as a lot of people said it was. So you know, I'm always fine with anything new. I like Star Wars, so I'm gonna watch it and enjoy it. But I just think that it's a really good opportunity to really explore more with this character and kind of show more about this type of just like how it was with the rise of the Empire. And so far, I think they're doing a good job. The Inquisitors are pretty cool. The new girl, I think Riva is her name. Yeah, she's definitely like, I mean, she's not Trilla from Fallen Order, but I think she works as like a main villain, and it's only the second episode, so I'm sure she's gonna get better. But speaking of Fallen Order, we also got news on the next game that Respawn is making, Jedi Survivor. And I really liked Fallen Order, so I am really excited to see what they do with Jedi Survivor. I'm glad Cal is coming back. I remember there was a lot of rumors about saying that it might be like an anthology thing where they might go to a different Jedi, and I'm glad that's not true. I'm glad we're sticking with Cal. I'm glad we're able to continue this story. I'm so excited. I really want to see more with what happens with Seer and Grease and maybe Cal's relationship with Marin. You know, it looks like it's. I have high hopes for this game. Respawn, and I know people are gonna bitch about how the fact that Respawn's not making Titanfall 2 or Titanfall 3, anything new Titanfall related, but it's fine, guys. Just relax. I'm upset too, but there's no reason to fucking harass Respawn. But anyway, it looks cool, and I actually did want to talk a little bit about my concerns with it. The thing about Fallen Order is that Trilla was a really good villain. She propped up the game a lot for me by being a good villain. And then, like, the other, I don't know, the fucking orange bitch, she was fine, but, you know, you kill her pretty good. But, I mean, like, Trilla was a really good driving force villain and a good, like, main villain. And it also made me forgive Inquisitors because, for those of you who don't know, I'm not the biggest fan of Rebels.
By the way, fuck Rebels. Fuck this show, fuck these characters, and fuck what they did to Clone Wars. I know it came back and we got an ending, but I still haven't forgotten or forgiven.
Some might say I dislike the game, the show. And, for the longest time, I had such a negative opinion on anything Rebels, and, you know, when I saw an Inquisitor, I'm like, oh, it's gonna suck. But Trilla proved me wrong. Trilla was a really intimidating villain, and they did such a good job, and I really hope they can capitalize on it and make a villain that's at least as good as she was. Because she was really good, and then the other characters like Talon Macador, I think his name was, the guy with like the two lightsabers in that game, he was also a really good villain, so I'm really excited. I do think Respawn Respawn makes some good shit, so I think they'll definitely deliver, and we'll only have to wait and see. So I'm excited about that. The other thing we actually have some information about the Ahsoka show. We actually saw a little bit of this before Star Wars Celebration, so we know Filoni's working on it, obviously. I mean, who the fuck would have guessed, right? I mean, yeah, Filoni, of course, is working on it. I mean, that's his girl, that's his baby, of course he's working on it. And we know some characters and the casting for who's going to be in it. Apparently Hera is going to be in it. Now, I hate Rebels, but I like Hera. Unfortunately, also Sabine is going to be in it, and I really don't like Sabine. But this is just my opinion. I really don't like Sabine, but, you know, who knows? Maybe they'll make her into a good character in this. So, it seems to me, I think they actually have confirmed this, or maybe not confirmed this, but this is basically like the speculation is that they're making all these shows. So they have like The Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, and I think there's going to be one more show. And they're all going to kind of like come together for a movie. I mean, not a movie, but like a kind of joined thing. But I can't really say too much about the Ahsoka show. I think like I said, I'm up for anything Star Wars. I love Ahsoka. She's one of my favorite characters in Star Wars. So, and I think Rosario Dawson plays her incredibly well. So I'm up for anything Ahsoka related, anything new Star Wars, you know, I'm always up for that. I'm willing to give it a chance because I know a lot of people have been kind of like done with Star Wars after Book of Boba Fett. And I do understand, like, the ending of Book of Boba Fett did leave a bad taste in my mouth because they kind of just undermined the ending of Mandalorian Season 2, and that's just kind of like come on, really gotta do that? That's just... I don't know. I understand, like, when people say that, I understand because I agree. And it's like, they need to understand that they need to move on from Baby Yoda. Or Grogu. His name's Grogu, but I just call him Baby Yoda because that's how everyone knows him. And that's just... And I think they just kind of, like, undid it. They were like, oh, shit. They're like too afraid that people aren't going to watch the show if they don't have Grogu in it. And so they just went back on what they did and just... I don't know. It's a little frustrating, and I do understand why Star Wars fans are upset about that, but, you know, we'll just have to wait and see. Other than that, we have three new animated shows coming out. So we've got the Jedi, the Tales of the Jedi, I believe it's called. Yeah, Tales of the Jedi, going to be in the Clone Wars animation, and from what we know, it's going to have backstories on Qui-Gon Jinn, Ahsoka, and Mace Windu, and potentially more characters. We're gonna get like backgrounds of like their childhoods, which is really cool. I actually found out that what's her name? Janina Gavankar, I'm very sorry if I fuck up your name, who is going to be playing Ahsoka's mom. And if you don't know her, she plays my favorite fucking character, Iden Versio. But I have no ill will towards the actress, of course. So I'm glad she's still getting work because she's a very talented actress. So that looks really cool. I'm really excited to see how that turns out because it's more Clone Wars, and I'm always down for that. Speaking of clones, we also have Bad Batch Season 2, which I honestly kind of lost interest in Bad Batch, so I do have to go back and watch it, but I'm glad that show is still going on. I'm always down for more like Clone Wars type of stuff like that. Season 2, I'm sure we'll crank it up. And then we also got Visions, more Visions. And I am really happy. I did not think that Visions was gonna get another season, and I'm really happy it did because the concept of Visions is a really good idea, and I'm really happy that they get to continue with it because I'm a sucker for animation, if you know me. So I'm always down to see more animated Star Wars stuff. So keep giving animation studios and just tell them to make a Star Wars thing, and that's awesome. I just love seeing stuff like that. Now, Vision Season 1, the thing about Vision Season 1 is that they started with the best episode. Like, that Ronin episode was fantastic, and then everything else was like, it's okay. So, I do hope that Season 2 is a lot more consistent. I hope it is. I mean, this is just my opinion. If you think all Visions was great, then, hey, that's good for you. But other than that, like, going on back on like other stuff, like the stuff that we already knew before Celebration, we got the new KOTOR remake that is potentially coming out soon. Well, I say soon, but we haven't really seen that much news on it, but there is a state of play coming out, so maybe we'll get something. So we still have that coming out. So we got some good stuff. We got some pretty decent Star Wars stuff coming out. Now, regardless if it's good or bad, I'm just a Star Wars fan, so I'm excited to see it. So that's about what I got right now. I just kind of wanted to talk about this because, you know, it was Star Wars week, went to Celebration, had a great time. Shout out to all the people I met there. Here's some pictures that I took over there. It was a great time, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.